stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
All right, here we are again, Gunny, the happiest place on earth, Jetsland. Isn't it great to be a Jets fan, Gunny? Are you feeling good about our season right about now?
Look, it's one of those things where, like, when you've lived in poverty for so long, right? Like, you just got to go ahead and get comfortable here, and I'm comfortable. I'm right where we're accustomed to being, and so for me, I guess this is just acceptance now. It's acceptance part of the
Acceptance,
healing process.
I like that, Gunny. It's just right. Like, we get all this hope, and then like hope starts to dwindle, and then you start to choose to believe, and it's like, okay, but we still could this, and you start looking at mathematical numbers and possible, and then it's like a warm blanket.
Ourselves.
All right, it's over.
We,
You know what I
we
mean?
Ourselves. Yep.
Yeah,
This
it's
is our
over.
fault. We do this to ourselves. This is
Indeed, we
100%
do.
on us. We continue to do it year in, year out, believing in this team, hoping they're going to go ahead
Oh.
and just, treat us right, like we matter as a fan base, and they smack us right in the face. And
Every year.
we'll blame ourselves. We're going to be like, oh, it's my fault. I deserve that. I shouldn't have gotten my hopes up.
There it is. So everybody, you heard it here first. It's Gunny's fault. He admits it clearly in front of everybody.
Sorry, guys.
But it's
I
an
apologize.
interesting thing because, like, obviously it's not our fault with the what happens to the Jets. We routinely get factored in to why players suck, and we make it hard, and there's some truth to that. But let me just share something with everybody. It's not our fault. We didn't pick these players. We didn't pick these coaches. We didn't coach them. We're not running the plays in. We're not doing any of that stuff. All we do is respond. When they do things well, there's no better fan base. We are passionate, loud, intense. Just do good things, and we will support you and give you more positive energy than you know what to do with. But guess what? You don't. And that's why we are directly corresponding to what we see. We are reacting to what you're giving us. So blaming Jets fans, I've about had it, Gunny. I've about had it with them saying, oh, well, the Jets fans make it hard. Screw everybody, dude. Give us a product, Gunny. Stop double charging us PSLs and $100 parking passes and raising the prices and then making us pay a year early for shit that's gonna suck. Why do they want us to pay early? Because they know we're gonna suck again probably. So we just want your money. It's the worst thing in the world. That all said, Gunny, this is the Thursday pick of it. I'm GreenBean. That is our pal Gunny from New York Jets Situation Report. We are here. We'll hang out. We'll keep talking. We'll keep trying to find solutions. And I imagine once again, come to more positive and, may I say, correct conclusions than the New York Jets themselves. We've been doing it for 40 years. We know best. They know the least. And it's getting exhausting, dude. Is there any hope for this team? Let me ask you this, Gunny. All right, let's do this one. Aaron Rodgers came out this week and he said, hey, man, I wanted to play. I wanted to give the Jets 2 years. I don't look at this one as counting because we didn't really get to do it. So I'm not looking to just play one more. I'm looking to play to 2025 and maybe beyond. How do you feel about that? There's kind of two thoughts. One is, yay. The other one is, oh, my God. It's like a hamster wheel. Like, just get out of here. Where are you on that thing? Was that good news for you?
In all actuality, I've gotten to this point now where I'm so pessimistic in regards to what we can accomplish as a team that I'm not even sure if Aaron Rodgers can play football in the New York Jets uniform. I've gotten to that point where I'm starting to wonder, what if he's just one of those guys who leaves the team that kind of made him, and then he becomes mid, right? Like, that's how pessimistic my thought process has been. But in the end of the day, I know how I am. By the time the offseason comes around, I'm going to start having hope again because at least we didn't see a crap product with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. And I'm going to convince myself that like we are Super Bowl bound in 2024. But I will say this: it was kind of cool to see Aaron Rodgers, make it known like his intention was to play for just for 2 years. I'll give credit where credit is due. I think that's a testament to Joe Douglas and Coach Saleh in regards to what they built to where he wants to commit to the team in this fashion. A guy like Aaron Rodgers right now, you would think is trying to go ahead and go out in a blaze of glory to go ahead and add to his legacy. And us looking in, I'm thinking this is going to be a tall order. It's going to be a very tall order with this team and this coaching. But I got to give props to that. The fact that he even is considering 2 more years of playing, I'm intrigued. But unfortunately for me, until I actually see this man play, I'm starting to have I'm starting to have doubt because I'm afraid of the product that we might have with an Aaron Rodgers. Will he be enough? Are we going to have to put more toys around him for him to be able to go ahead and win games? Can he elevate a roster, or do we need to put a better roster around him? Like, so many questions. We didn't get any answers about that this year. We won't know until next year. Is the last time we saw Aaron Rodgers play who he is now as a Green Bay Packer, or was that just the injuries and the drop passes? Can he be better? There's just more questions now than we had coming into the season. And as it currently stands, we need pieces on the offensive line. We need another wide receiver. Like, there's everything we've got in the offseason needs to be thrown towards the offense. Retain Huff and then put everything else towards the offense.
I like all of that. I have to admit, Gunny, I wonder too. And like after this last game, and we'll show you guys you've seen it, but we'll show you nonetheless. There was quite the level of discontent expressed by one Aaron Rodgers. You could see it. It was. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do that for the extensive period that I saw him do it. He was. It looked like it was almost egregious. Like, all right, okay, we get it. You can stop. And the way it's like there was the rumor right after the Miami debacle that Aaron Rodgers is going to request a trade, and it makes sense. Like if you just look at our lineage, our history, our track record, it makes sense that he would like all the hoopla, the whole thing. We get nothing, and then he wants out because of what's really going on here. You kind of you see it, you feel it for the first time. Aaron Rodgers has never dealt with this before. Never. And whatever he's been in his career, in college, in Green Bay, even as the backup behind Brett Favre, he's never experienced this. This is brand new for this guy. So I could see somebody like him going, you know what? Screw this. Whatever I believed in, with these guys, like clearly Robert Saleh's got no answers on the sideline. You know what I mean? Like it's just, so it made sense. Now hearing him come out and say, no, I believe in I'm here, man. I'm here. It's, hey, shit hit the fan. It happens. Like that was positive for me, but I still wonder, like, look, we find out that he says, I'm not going to be ready to play for this year. Now, maybe that's because we're out of the playoffs. I don't know. But it does kind of, there's one way to look at this, everybody, which is he's been full of shit the whole time. This has all been a ploy. Yep. You know what I mean? It's all been a ploy to keep everybody engaged and the whole thing. And everybody and their mother said he's not coming. There's no way he's coming back from an Achilles tear.
Highly improbable.
But all year, right? We're seeing clips. He's throwing the ball. And that's still impressive. Don't get me wrong. It's still kind 100%. Of,
Yeah.
But it's like to play and right. Everybody's like, all right, if he wants to fucking play, man. Okay. But it's just now it's like, I'm not going to be ready. And everybody's like, no shit, man. But here we were led to believe Christmas Eve, the whole thing's going to be great. And it's like, okay, but if he's willing to do that, and maybe he didn't know he was lying, but let's just say for a second that maybe he was. If he's willing to do that, why can't this be? And listen, let's remember what Green Bay fans, the problem they had with him was they never knew where he really stood. They kind of got tired of the whole thing. Now, are we going to see that? And I don't want to assume, but I'm just exploring this. Wouldn't that be some shit though, Gunny? We do the Brett Favre thing. He comes here, we look great. We fail. He goes to Minnesota, and NFC Championship games. So it's like, is that going to happen again? Do you think that's going to happen, Gunny?
I think the biggest difference between him and the Brett Favre situation is I don't think Brett Favre ever wanted to come to be the Jets. We were the only team wanting to make that trade so late into the offseason. Aaron Rodgers has blatantly put himself out there on national television, all over YouTube. I want to be here. I want to be a Jet. I will be playing for the next 2 years because I wanted to play for 2 years. So I don't see him leaving himself a lot of outs, whereas when he was in, with Green Bay, he kind of gave you like half truths. Like he was like, yeah, I'd have to ponder about it in the offseason. Are you going to retire? I haven't made a decision. Like he always seemed to kind of string things along. He's kind of come out and just straight up said, like, yeah, no, I wanted to play here for 2 years. I don't count this year. I still have 2 more years here with the Jets. So I feel like that gives us the belief that he's not trying to go ahead and get one over on us, if that makes any sense. But again, as a Jets fan, would it surprise me if he decided midseason next year it's not going too well, he wants to be traded? No. I'm so used to this kind of stuff only happening to us that it would not shock me at all. If like mid-season next year, right before the trade deadline, the Jets are freaking 4-4, and he's just like, yeah, nah, this ain't gonna cut it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's time for me to go somewhere else. Somebody gets hurt, I'm gonna go for the bank because freaking Joe just got something ridiculous. It wouldn't shock me if that wind up happening.
Nothing shocks me anymore. Even if it hurts, even if it sucks, even if it's disappointing, it doesn't. And nothing shocks me anymore with this team. It's a crazy thing. Now let me say this: I see Bino, our good buddy Bino's in there. He's wishing our other good buddy Dakota a happy belated birthday. So Dakota, happy birthday, buddy!
Happy
I
birthday,
hope it
Dakota.
was right. I hope it was a good day. I hope it, it's all positive, and it's tough. It's a tough time of year to have your birthday. With all this shit going on.
It really is.
But hey, happy birthday to you, man. And we appreciate all you guys. Dakota, Bino, these are regular guys. And it's tough right about now. Like I'll tell you, like after a Jets loss, especially like where we are now, where it's just like 30-0 with like we had a shred of hope. You think your team's going to at least show up to try to enact some revenge on the team that made a Hail Mary, and nothing. We came out flat, tired, lazy, fat. It's like that's what we were. And it's embarrassing. Like after that kind of stuff, I can't, like I have friends, Jets fan friends, that when that happens, they love it. Like it's not that they're happy that we lost, but they enjoy like the shit fest.
Fashion.
I don't.
The way, yep.
Yeah, like I don't. I pull back. I can't for 24, 48 hours. I can't. I just can't look at anything. Like if I see a commercial with fucking Peyton Manning, I'm like, I shut it right off. I don't want anything to do with the NFL. Monday Night Football, get out of my house. Like I just don't want it. I can't do it, So it's like a weird thing, like it hurts and it's bothersome to me, man. Every year they find a new creative way. So seeing Aaron Rodgers' face, it's like you don't want to see that. And I sincerely wonder what it was. Like he's got the headset on. Maybe he's listening to Hackett's plays and he's like, what are you doing? I don't know. Or if he's just looking at it like, holy cow, I've never seen football this bad. I don't know what it is, but like seeing him do that, one is like, hey, welcome aboard, buddy. But number two is like, holy shit, look what we're doing to this guy. And it's alarming, Gunny. It's not good. Let's real quick go to BG the Kid. Hey, thank you for the super chat, buddy. It's good to see you. GreenBean, I hate this. That's a good way to start it, dude. Oh, I hate this
right
team. That's right. You need to say nothing else, man. I get it. Ruined Zach, didn't build an offensive line, can't coach offensive line, offenses, and relying on 40-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles tear. Need to tank for the tackle. Yeah, hey, look, dude, I hear you. I'm not going to get into the whole Zach thing. I don't think we helped them. But I also, how I feel. I don't think Zach had, without sitting for 2 years, I just don't think Zach was built to make it anyway. Whatever. But but look, if you look at the Jets' track record, like whether it's Darnold, Sanchez, or like the Jets we're not known for our quarterback development prowess, Gunny. You know,
No,
so he's got a
our
point.
forte.
No, and you know what? The most disappointing thing, BG, is that when Joe Douglas came here, his promise was to, it was like, hey, we're going to focus on the O line. We came out of a 5-year period. Mike McCagnon had, 5 drafts. He took 2 offensive linemen in the draft. One was a 3rd rounder, Chuma Edoga, and then one was like a 6th rounder or something like that. So it was like we just completely ignored it, as far as developing a pipe. He would go and overpay free agents like Giacomini, whoever, all those guys. But, Spencer Long and all that. But we were largely like ignoring one of probably the most important, other than quarterback, the most important unit on the entire team, right? So when Joe Douglas came, because we're going to focus on the offensive line, it was refreshing. It was beautiful. It was great. And then his first pick is a big left tackle, and then he takes another tackle, supposed to be transitioning to guard in the 3rd. We're like, oh my God, this is real. And then he brings on all these offensive linemen. Then next year he trades up for the best guard in the class, and it's like, holy shit, this guy's really doing this. Like, it's a priority, and I think it has been a priority. He's used numerous picks on the offensive line, but for whatever reason, Gunny, maybe it's the wrong picks, right? Maybe, Becton over Wirfs, that's an argument now. Hindsight, you look at it, and whatever, but it's like, no matter what, our offensive line is the worst. It's like, it's incredible how consistently bad. And yeah, we got the injuries and everything, but check it out, man. Going into the 2023 season, especially thinking Aaron Rodgers, a 39-year-old quarterback, is going to be the savior. Going into this season, depending on an injured and 38-year-old Dwayne Brown and Mekhi Becton, who hasn't played in 2 years, and ABT, who hasn't finished the season yet, a little bit questionable, huh? You agree?
100%. This season collapsed in a matter that you can only look at. Some people will blame Hackett. You can blame Hackett. I wouldn't be mad at you. I give 0 blame to Zach Wilson because we shouldn't have seen Zach Wilson this year. We all knew who he was. So everything that happened with Zach, where he gave us some highs, I think those were bonuses because we weren't expecting that from the kid. We knew who he was. We've already kind of seen it. You can blame Hackett. You can blame Saleh. But in all actuality, Joe Douglas literally fumbled the bag on this season. I think Joe is a primary pressure point as to why we're where we're at right now. Not having properly planned to protect your 39-year-old quarterback that the whole season was riding on. That's dereliction of duty. I look at that, and again, I've been a big fan of Joe Douglas, but at this point, we're supposed to be all in on this year. And I think somebody said it perfectly. This year was perfectly laid out, GreenBean, for the Jets to go ahead and casually get into the playoffs and make a run. I mean, we had 10 home games. We never had back-to-back games away from the facility. Like, it was custom made for us to go ahead and cruise into the postseason. But 4 snaps in, that ended. And even after that happened, we made 0 moves to even try to be competitive. Joe Douglas is completely at fault for this 2023 season.
That's the thing, when you look at all the teams that have had quarterback injuries this year and all this scrambling around, the truth is we had to jump on all of them because we only made it 4 plays. Play 5 into the season, we should have been jumping all over quarterbacks. Carson Wentz, Joe Flacco, trading for Dobbs, or whatever the hell it was. Trevor Siemian and Tim Boyle was an uninspired, half-assed response to the crisis that Aaron Rodgers going down and relying on the guy that we wanted to jettison last year, that we benched twice last year. And for all of his progress and everything, like depending on him again, like at that point they should have said, holy shit, like we need to do this. They did nothing. And it's really it's malpractice, man. Sneakers to Boots checking in. What's up, buddy? He says 2023 was supposed to be our year. Klecko, Revis to the Hall, Rodgers to the Jets. Don't forget, Garrett Wilson and Sauce winning offensive and defensive rookies of the year. Like everything lined up, sneakers to boots. It was our year. They put us in the Hall of Fame game. Like we had 4 or 5, primetime games, Sunday night football, Thursday night football, Monday night football, the only Black Friday game in history. It was all set up. And all of that could not contend with the Jets curse. It just can't. Nothing can beat it. I think it might be the strongest force in the universe. That's what I'm starting to believe. It's undefeated, dude.
Yeah.
It's a fucking worse. Let's see. If there's something worse than purgatory, we're in it. We deserve better. Yeah, I really, and sneakers to boots. Other than, and I want to like make I got to figure out how to make like a real push for this, Gunny, like a real presentation to the Jets. You need to hire us. Like it's sick of it. Not everybody, right? We got a bunch of crazy assholes out there, right? We're deranged, right? We have our fringe. You know what I mean? We're nuts.
Right.
But there's a center, right? We're not right, Gunny, but there's a center in this that is like our football acumen is strong. And like it's like our history, our knowledge of the team and like what we've experienced. Like you bring some new hot shot in here. He has no idea. Even Aaron Rodgers, like you can just think, hey, they just haven't had a quarterback. Bullshit. It's way deeper than that, dude. It has nothing to do with a name or on the back of a jersey. The cloud here is thick. And you have to know that and account for that in order for this team to get through it. You can't just think, oh, yeah, we got 3 wide receivers. Dude, they're getting hurt. What do you got behind them? We got 2 tackles. You need 6. What are you talking about, 2 tackles? You know what I mean? And that's how it's got to be here. So I don't know, man. I'm a big fan of the Jets. Like if this shit doesn't work, we're obviously going to run it back with these guys, sneakers to boots. We're going to have Saleh and Joe Douglas and Hackett and A-Rod next year. If they do a good job in free agency in the draft, getting some wide receiver and some tackle and, offensive line help, who knows? Maybe it's all for, we rock the Casbah next year. Who knows? But if they don't, like stop just hiring random guys. Just bring us into the fray. Give us 3 years. Pay us half what you're going to pay everybody else.
We'll take care
and
of
watch us turn this shit around, Gunny. I think we would.
100%. Yeah. It's gotten to the point now where I think we've all seen some of the concerns over the last several years. We've all seen some of the issues, some of the holes where we need to go ahead and add talent. And sometimes, we've gotten lucky in the draft, and I guess Joe Douglas listened, and sometimes he hasn't, right? Like, I think, again, the Will McDonald thing this past draft is still mind-boggling to me, and it's becoming more and more apparent that was just a complete waste of a pick. And it's becoming apparent because not a single Jets fan who was doing a single mock draft was like, you know who we need to get? Will McDonald. This kid's going to be special. It shocked everybody.
Not one of us.
Right? And sure enough, look at the impact he's had in this season. Whereas we could have gone wide receiver. I'm not saying JSN is a dog or anything like that, but you know what? He could have helped this team right now who has only Garrett Wilson at wide receiver. Corey Davis leaving definitely is a bit of a shocker. Imagine if we had another freaking wide receiver. Gen Pack, I've turned it all the way up. I don't know what to tell you. I'm at 190 right now.
Yeah, it's good. No, you're louder. You're better. And early on, and that's why I didn't know if it was me. That's why I was actually asking Jeremy, but when you responded. But I mean, you sound better now. So wait, look at this. So cool. Gunny, you brought up Will McDonald, right? Yeah. Just so everybody sees it again. This was the Talking Jets panel's reaction. Okay, so
I remember.
Right? Like we are, as you know, we are deep into the draft shit. We watch, we know, we research, we learn, and we went into this. And we had just we had no idea what we were about to hear. Now, Kyle Stickles, our buddy, made us proud as hell too. And he made him say this name. It's just, it's a bad deal. So check it out, everybody. This is the honest to goodness reaction to our drafting of Will McDonald. Let me ask you guys if you think we were surprised.
Pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Jets.
Come on.
Select Will McDonald, linebacker, Iowa State. Let's go.
Wow. All right.
What the hell just happened?
I didn't see that coming.
Rush the passer, set a school record.
What the hell just happened?
It was complete
Oh,
shock.
I didn't even get it.
Complete shock.
I had probably 7, 8 names that I would have been like, okay.
Yep. McDonald was not one of them. Not
It's only the
even
15th,
remotely.
right? It's only the 15th pick. It's not like you're in the 6th round and it's like, all right, well, there's 1,000 guys till, it could be out from left field. We're at pick 15, dude. Like,
Yeah.
this needs to make sense.
Yeah. Will
Crazy.
McDonald. I think
Will
I
McDonald.
had very similar reaction. I was like, who? I actually had to go back and do some research because I was like, another edge rusher? What are we added another strength to the strength of our team? I don't know. I don't get it.
It's
Again,
bizarre, dude.
the reason why it makes this so frustrating is because this was the year where you brought in Aaron Rodgers at 39 years old with a limited window to go and try to go ahead and win you a championship. You don't bring Aaron Rodgers in because he's going to be the quarterback for the next 5 to 10 years. No, you went all in to bring this man in to get you a championship. And what do you do? What do you get him with the 15th overall pick? An edge rusher that has played 30% of the snaps this season, and our offense is in shambles. I don't understand the logic behind it. And I know we all talked ourselves into like, oh, okay, I get it. Great pick, great rotation, cool, in the beginning of the season. But as the season kind of went on, we all kind of reverted back to like, yeah, that made no sense when they made the pick. My original reaction was the correct reaction.
Yeah. No, it's true. And that doesn't mean the guy's not going to be a good player and all that.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean it,
Exactly.
right? It's just like it didn't make sense.
Nope.
It didn't make sense, everybody.
Not for the mission at hand. The mission at hand
right.
was
Not for the
short
mission at
window.
hand.
Yep.
Right. And it's a funny thing because it's happened before in recent memory. Like when we took Quinnen Williams, there was no reason to take Quinnen Williams. Like we just used the top 6 pick on Leo, and we had all kinds of guys, Sheldon and all these guys. And it was like, what the fuck? What are we doing? Like the pick was Josh Allen or trade. Really, the move was trading back because, right. And, so it was the whole thing. But, and it's like, look, Quinnen's my favorite Jet. So it's a great, of course, he's great. And it's great now, but the mission at hand, he didn't make sense.
Made zero sense.
And the same thing's going on now. Right. And this one's even worse because we needed offensive line. We needed wide receiver. There were guys there, particularly at wide receiver. I know the offensive line, that first wave was gone, but it's like you could have taken, Jackson Smith and Jigba easily. Just take them and bring them into the fray. He already worked with Garrett Wilson. They're buds. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just didn't make sense. Oh, gosh. So Midnight Mike checking in. What's up, Midnight Mike? Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, Midnight?
That's right. A+. We will never have to below Benzad again. That's that makes me a little sad, though, Mike. It does. I liked yelling I below Benzad. We got to make a new one. Whoever our quarterback is moving forward. That was a weird one. I don't know. I don't know why that one landed and stuck like it did, but that was fun. But yeah, it's a great point, and I know, again, there's a lot of people, they say, Zach was ruined. I don't think we necessarily helped him, but again, I never, not once, even back to college, saw a successful NFL quarterback in Zach Wilson. Now, he's had his moments, and I rooted for him, and he definitely showed some progress at times this year, definitely, without question. And who knows? Maybe he continues to, and in 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, he ends up being a serviceable guy, maybe even a really good guy like Geno at the end of his career. Who knows? But for right now, the guy's mush. The guy's toast.
Yeah,
and
to me, it was
Trevor
Lawrence
or
Justin Fields. It was Trevor Lawrence, obviously. We lost out on him. Then the next option should have been Justin Fields. I was very surprised by the Zach Wilson pick. But again, as all Jets fans do, we sold ourselves into believing it was a good one. We saw everybody went back. Let me go ahead and look at some of his highlights. Okay, that looks cool. Nice throw. Very Aaron Rodgers-esque, right? We started selling ourselves that he was going to be this next coming of Aaron Rodgers. But I mean, no, actually, that whole draft class for quarterback was trash. So I guess it doesn't really matter in that sense. But I thought either Trevor Lawrence or running it back with Sam Darnold made the most sense.
Yeah.
And well, we went Zach, but I mean, it is what it is. It's too late now. In hindsight, I guess it's easy to go ahead and just nitpick it away. But yeah, now it was Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields to me as the top two quarterbacks. That whole draft class for quarterbacks has not been good.
Yeah, the whole rest of the whole lot of them is, they all kind of look like Duke. But and I, look, again, I said it all throughout that offseason. I was like, what the Jets should be doing is trading back. You already have Sam Darnold, and you keep him or trade him, but you could trade back 5 spots, 6 spots. You can get a couple firsts and like a second, whatever, and you can pick whoever. Like, they're not all gonna go. So if it's Justin Fields, if it's Zach Wilson, if it's Trey Lance, if it's Kellen Mond, if it's Mac Jones, if it's Kyle Trask, like to me, after I did have Justin Fields higher than Zach at the time, but I didn't love him because the whole Ohio State quarterback thing. Like Stroud looks like he might be breaking that, but if you look, there's just literally not one Ohio State quarterback that's ever made it. Now, what is that? I don't know. Doesn't mean anything really, but it is something. It's consistent. So it's one of those things. So I was just like, okay, after Trevor Lawrence, like there's Justin Fields, and then it was like they're all kind of in the same, I don't really love them mold. And I'm like, if you could, like, here's the thing. Like for me at the time, like Mac Jones and 2 firsts was better than a Zach Wilson. Like that's how I was looking at it. Yep. Facts. And then you could just keep Sam, have him battle it out with the kid, and whoever wins. If not, you got Sam. As a backup, Sam Darnold is fine. So why not do that? Like it's just, shoulda, woulda, coulda, man. But that's the shit I was saying at the time. And it's funny back then people were saying, oh, he's a combination of Mahomes and who was it? Mahomes and Rodgers
and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And I remember looking, but again, this is what we do as Jets fans, right? Because when I watch the tape without any bias, freaking people speaking in my ear, like I was just like, I mean, yeah, he's made some nice throws, but again, I didn't like the BYU thing. I'm like, the competition level is kind of lame. He seemed to have nothing but time, but like all day to throw the ball. That concerned me. That terrified me. And then you start hearing people say, oh, man, he's the Mormon Mahomes, or he's like a Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers mix. And then you go back and you watch the tape with that in your mind, and you're like, oh, I see it. Yeah, I can see it. And then we kind of like got sold into that. But in all actuality, man, even Trevor Lawrence for being the first overall pick, this generational talent that we were being told was going to be coming out, has been, like he's mid. You know what I'm saying? Like he hasn't really shined in any capacity, in my opinion. I think he's just been an average NFL quarterback. That whole draft class, man, it was just quarterback bust galore. Like it just.
Well, and it shows you something, Gunny. You know what I mean? Like, we get all excited about these guys every single year.
Yep.
And, you just don't know. And so I'm a big fan. I like the swinging for the fences thing. Don't get me wrong. I like that. When you're feeling it, dude, fucking take the swing. Like, I get it. At the same time, I am more of a fan of like, it's like Dom C always say. We were with Dom C, and I see right there, Project Prospect with Dom C. He's talking about Kalijah Cansey, and we all loved him. That was the pick. Like when Broderick Jones went, we all went, oh my God, we're going to get Kalijah Cansey. Like, holy shit. And, that would have been, in my opinion, a little bit smarter, but still defensive line. Like you want to be on the offensive side of the ball in the first pick because of Aaron Rodgers and everything like that. But Dom says it all the time, and we were talking about it last night in the Beanbagger Wednesday night. It's about, the traits, right? And like then you look at like the makeup of the human being, right? Like when they're on the field, when they're like so offensive guy, like wide receivers, like when they're not getting the ball, what are they doing? What are they doing? Like I don't like that we overvalue things like the combine and pro days over what they've done for 2 to 4 years on the field, right? Yep. I'm a huge believer, dude. Like if they're producing on the field, I don't give a shit that they're slow at the 40-yard dash. I could care fucking less. So he ran a 4.6, and he goes from the bottom of the first to the fourth round because he ran 3 points slower than we thought. It's like, I don't give a shit. When he's on the field, is he a football player?
Yep.
And those are the guys, right? Those are the guys.
Yep.
So, like, I'm a huge believer in, like, looking at this thing, not from a tentative and like fear-based, but it's like, look at it like from a very objective kind of safe mentality. Is this guy a football player? Yeah, he's less athletic. I don't give a shit. He's going to take that athlete and he's going to fucking maul him. Like, that's who I want. These pristine kind of laser focused athletes, like they're just so kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? They're just kind of,
wired
just,
different.
and they're just like highly tuned, finely tuned machines. It's like, those are the guys that as soon as they twist a little something, they're off the field. They're like, I don't feel right, coach. Like, I want a football player. I want guys that come back out. Like, you see JJ Watt or, some of these guys.
Broken
like,
nose, bleeding.
Yeah, it's that, dude.
Field. Yeah, no, I feel you.
Right.
I feel you on that. Yep.
They run at you. They're just going to play. And it's like, you don't want to, I'm not saying I want guys to play through concussions, and that's not what I'm saying. But it's like, there are guys that they know the difference between being hurt and being injured.
Yep.
It's a huge difference. And I think that in today's NFL, a hurt is they're widely meshed. And it's like, if they don't feel 100%, then they don't play. I don't like that shit. And so if I was building a team, that's the guys I'd be stockpiling. Football players. What did they do on the field? When they were on the field against real live competition, were they dominating? And then they get to the combine and they're a little slow, they're a little off. I could care less. I really could, man. It's what are they bringing to the table on the football field? I see you riding the bench. I want to tell you, man, get the fuck out of here, you two, with your spoiled. Although the Colts. All right, you go. Let me see. Where did I stopped paying attention for a minute there? You had me. These are good guys. These riding the bench podcasts. One's a Colts fan and one's an Eagles fan. Let me see right now. I got to see.
The
You guys are
in the hunt.
Yeah, they're still on the hunt, but they've been yeah, they're 8-6. Get out of my house. I don't need no 8-6 shit in here. This is the bottom. This is the swamp.
Winning fans in this.
You know what I mean? This is the swamp, man. You leave us alone. Oh, Jonathan checking in. What's up, buddy? JD's tenure has really only produced one good draft class, and that is the only reason he still has a job right now. We need to spend every resource on offense this offseason, both draft and free agency. Yeah, I can argue this to a degree, but I'm not going to, because at the end of the day, Jonathan, we're where we are, right? And we have no depth on the most important, it's offensively anyway. We have no quarterback depth, no wide receiver depth, and no offensive line depth. So that's a huge problem, and I don't really give a shit about anything else. But again, like I always like to say, if we're going to do this, if we were going to argue the point, everybody felt pretty damn good about this team September 10th. So because the bottom fell out, because we lost the main cog, and then from there the pieces kind of fell, it is what it is. And again, I think that's Joe Douglas's fault, and I hold him responsible for it. But I don't think that one draft class is the reason he has a job. We've had numerous GMs here. We've had Idzik, like Tannenbaum's last 3 or 4 years. Then we had Idzik. Then we had McCagnon. None of them got us to feeling like we felt going into this season. No, none of them. Like this team. What's that?
I'll also add that Jamal Adams trade is another reason why he still has a job, because that thing was it was a master class at how to con and bully another team, because that will go down as one of the most lopsided trades of all time, and I don't think it's even close.
Absolutely. And then there's the Sam Darnold trade. You know what I mean? Like, he got a second, a fourth, and a sixth for a guy that we were literally throwing away.
Cut. Yep.
Yeah, we were going to get right. We were getting rid of him. And he went down. He went down there. He had 3 good games, really. They were 3-0 on the back of McCaffrey. Don't forget, Sam was in large part just dumping it to McCaffrey. That's what he was doing. And once McCaffrey went down, like he did every year in Carolina, Sam was lost, so he failed. So like there's that. And don't forget the other one with, remember we traded Dan Brown for Dr. Blocker?
Yeah.
And then they cut him and we signed him back 2 weeks later and was like, we got him for free. So he did a lot of really good stuff. But I will say this, and anybody that's, on the no good side, they have a lot of ammo. Like his free agency has been rough. And I think, right, you got the DJ Reeds of the world, but, and that's fine. But in large part, his free agency has been a fucking huge failure. And the reason being is because he's a bargain shopper. He doesn't. Has he gone out other than Lake and Tomlinson? Has he gone out there and like nabbed the big fish? He hasn't.
I mean, I guess you could say in this situation, the Lazard thing, I think we all feel a lot better if we had OBJ back there potentially. But other than that, I mean, no, you're right. He's always trying to save a buck.
Yeah, and I respect that, Gunny. Like I respect, like, the way he says it is like there's a difference between like we are aggressive, but we aren't reckless.
Yeah.
So he'll be as aggressive as he can until the point where he feels he's being reckless. I get that. Like one thing you can say he's never been in cap hell yet. And that he cleaned up this joint and he managed. So there's a lot of redeemable things, Jonathan. That's what I'm saying. Like, our GMs in the past, they would just spend all our money on all these guys and we're locked into all these contracts. Don't forget, Joe Douglas had Tremaine Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Quincy Enunwa, Kelechi Osemele. He still had all those guys on his bill, like on his ledger, So, there's a lot to be said for that stuff too. At the end of the day, it's about wins, and the guy hasn't produced them. And our offensive line and wide receiver core is just shot. We have no fucking quarterback depth. So it's a bad deal. But we have one of the best defenses in the NFL. We have great special teams. And again, you look at the cap, you look at the trades, it's like he's done a great job, man. And that's the other side of it. When you're thinking about bringing on some new GM, it's like, well, who? Who? Who are we going to do? Can he do this stuff? See, this is what I'm talking about. We need this shit. Like, we need you to come here and bust our balls. I wouldn't call it a fleece. I mean, he was the fact that we got Sam Darnold, he was widely considered the number one quarterback.
Quarterback in that draft.
Yeah, it was the hapless Cleveland Browns that went outside the box to get Baker Mayfield. And don't forget, they've used first on Johnny Manziel, on Tim Couch. Like, they're notorious for making the wrong move in the first round. So the fact that we got Sam Darnold, McCagnon put us up there for 3 seconds without even giving you a first. I mean, that
was impressive, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it was still expensive. But you got to pay to move up. So I wouldn't call it a fleece, even though who you got for it and who we got for it, ultimately, clearly you did better than us. But come on. But if you're going to come in here at this point, we're bleeding. You don't walk over and you see the old man laying on the ground bleeding out of the fucking face and
stab a couple.
Yeah, and poke him with a stick. Like, you don't do that. You bastard. You know the deal. Thing is, he's a Colts fan who lives in New York, so he's he deals with us.
Oh, wow. How does that happen? See, now I kind of want to watch the podcast. I'm gonna have to subscribe. I kind of want to see that story.
They're good dudes, man. They except for this shit. I'm starting to second guess. Starting to second guess what I think about these guys. Jonathan checking back in. Thank you, buddy. He says, also, I'm bitter, and I will root against Zach wherever he goes. He has caused too much pain. LOL. Also, part of it is out of spite for the Zach Truthers. Let me just tell you this. Jonathan, number one, I get it. But let me just share this with you. It's not I'm going to absolutely do that. I'm not rooting for Zach to succeed somewhere.
Hell no.
But hell no. But I do that with every player that goes somewhere else. I actively root against them. Oh, but he was a good guy. Michael Carter. Loved Michael Carter. Yeah. You think I want to see Michael Carter succeed in Arizona?
Nope.
No.
He's a Cardinal now.
I'm rooting against Michael Carter. That's the way it goes. And I don't understand that shit. Like when we traded Sam, like don't forget, I think the Zach thing is worse because we got an influx of BYU fans because they don't have too many people in the NFL. So Zach was like their darling and he came over. So we got a lot of that. So that's what a lot of this is, right? Not all of it, but a lot of it is. There's kind of like quasi Jets fans, but that are really, Utah, BYU guys and all that stuff. So no matter what, they're just going to support him. It's just the way that it is. Yeah. But so it's worse than Sam, but it was similar, man. There were people that they believed very strongly that the Jets were making a bad move with Sam Darnold. And you can feel that way, but their choice was to root for Sam Darnold against good. I hope he makes the Jets pay. Like when Sammy threw that bomb to Robbie Anderson for a touchdown, they were happy about it. Like, see, I knew we shouldn't have got rid of Robbie. I knew we should. Like, I don't understand that. I'm Jets, dude. I'm Jets through and through. And even though I might disagree with this, that, or the other thing, as soon as they're gone, I want them to fail.
Miserably.
Fail big.
Miserably. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm mad. I'm mad how good Cashman's been playing. It agitates me to the core. Geno Smith agitates me to the core. Like I enjoy watching Jamal Adams get benched and told not to come into the. That makes my whole freaking day last week when they were like, "Hey, don't even come to the stadium, bro. Just stay home." And then they won with whoever the safety was. I had 2 interceptions. That made my week. After watching the Jets get demolished, that was the highlight of my freaking week. Watching Jamal Adams get told not to come to the freaking game. I can't. If they're not wearing our gangrene, I don't give a damn about them. Right. I'm sorry. You're the enemy now.
That's right. And look, and Gunny, maybe we are bitter, like Jonathan's talking
It's possible.
about.
It's possible.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm okay with that.
Maybe we're a tad bitter. Could you blame us? You know what I'm saying, Gunny? Could we be blamed for being a little bit bent out of shape?
No. This fan base has earned the right to be bitter. We have earned it through tears, and more tears. We've earned it.
If anybody's earned it, it's us. Look at this. Who's the quarterback for the Rams right now? Who is it?
I think it's Matthew Stafford, isn't it?
Is he in? I thought he was out. I thought he was hurt. I don't even know anymore. I'm lost, man.
It's Stafford. Yeah, he's back. He was hurt. He was hurt for like 3 or 4 weeks, and he came back, I think, week before last or last week.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say he looks pretty damn good, whoever that guy is. So Matthew,
that receiver, Puka Nacua.
Dude, let me tell you. And again, guys, if you watch our drafts, our mocks, and everything like that, which, by the way, I see the cry for a mock tonight. I think we'll throw up a mock tonight, Gunny. What do you think? We'll close it out. We'll bring Jeremy on. We'll have a little mock, and we'll use a website that we haven't used before. We'll do a different mock, and we'll quickly just have some fun. But I'm going to tell you guys and remind you that last year, us guys doing these streams, we were all about Puka Nacua, dude.
Yep.
Okay? The Jets didn't even sniff him. Nah, we don't need that fucking guy.
Didn't even look his way.
Took Zaire Barnes and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, sick of it, dude. Sick of it. And even like guys like, I don't know. I'm not going to do it. But there's just so many guys throughout the years, just it's like last year, the big right tackle, what the hell is his name? Dewan James. I want to say Dewan James. Is that his name? But it's like we all knew. It's like, all right, using her first on him, okay, but we needed a tackle, and that guy's a monster, and he's there. I think it was the 4th or 5th round.
Yep.
Like, dude,
we never even touched him.
Never. It's like, what do you mean? Why aren't you taking him? I want to show you something. Cooper Kupp is literally bleeding right now. He's bleeding.
Football player.
Football. I'm sick of it. Look at this. Okay.
Thanks, Tom. It was DeJuan Jones.
DeJuan Jones. I was what I said. I want to say James. Yeah, I was close.
Yeah, you're close. You're close.
I was
like, that doesn't sound right.
DeJuan Jones.
Sounds
thank
close.
You.
Yeah.
There he is. Jeremy, Jets chaos in the house, everybody. Don't forget about our buddy. Jeremy, you sent me these. Hold on. I'm going to bring Jeremy on real quick. Jeremy, you okay? Coming on. Jeremy, you sent me all this. What up? What up with you, homie? Are we hip? Is that what we're doing?
What's great?
Who's that? Yeah. All right. So Jeremy, everybody, Jeremy sent me this box of hot sauces.
Yes.
It's beautiful. 4 hot sauce, or was it 3? Yeah, 3 hot sauces.
3 hot sauces. Yep.
Yeah, like in the progressive in heat. So one's just like based on flavor, a little bit of heat, very, very nice. Then one is like a medium, and it's a good medium. It's got nice heat, but it doesn't blow your doors off. And then the last one he sent is the last dab. It's like it's off. What is the pepper again? The Apollo pepper. I never heard of it.
Yeah, the Apollo. So it's like supposedly hotter than the XXX, but they haven't even been rated yet. So it's like but I mean it's over 2 million Scoville units of heat. I mean it's just
2 million. So he sends this to me. Now I haven't even tried it. My kids, my stupid children.
You're
dude, yeah. They didn't even try the other. They went right to it. They're like, it ain't hot. I'm like, I'm telling you, don't do it. I actually filmed it. I sent it to Jeremy. My son's like, boop, puts it on his finger.
This is great. This is great. Don't do it. Don't do
it. He was gonna, so I had to capture it. So he goes, wow, it's hot. Oh my, and then like slowly but sure he goes, okay, all right. And he goes, oh my God, now it's in my throat. And he's just like, holy shit. And like 15 minutes that later, he was like, Dad, this is bad. Like I'm in trouble. And my daughter sees that and goes, I gotta try that. Right there. She's like, are you kidding? She couldn't believe that he was being real. But my whole question, Jeremy, and the reason I brought you on is you sent me those hot sauces because we were going to do a thing. We are going
to do a thing. My brother, my niece had an emergency with her gallbladder or something, and my brother had to drive up to Seattle. So he's been dealing with that. So that's why we haven't gotten around to scheduling a time, but now I think he's home, so I'll get in touch with him so we can schedule and find a time that works.
Yeah, because what we're going to do, guys, I did not try it specifically because I want to try it with like on camera with you guys. I want to see who reacts better, Jeremy, me, Lee, whoever's there. I know I used to be a major hot sauce guy. I mean, we used to go to this place every Friday night. There's a place in Miami called Lime, and they make like burritos and bowls, but they're famous for having like 100 hot sauce, and they have this whole hot sauce bar, and it's like and they change and they add all these things, and some of them were so hot, bro. But I used to there was only one. I swear to God, I said to my buddy, I said, dude, they put something in this. This is chemical hot. Like it's wrong. Something feels wrong. Yeah. But I used to do that shit all the time. But it's been years. I'm not a hot sauce guy anymore, but I still think I'm going to handle it better than Jeremy. That's the post.
I'm famous for handling it the worst. I'm famous for being a big wuss. I'm always the first one that goes for the yogurt or throws ice in my mouth. It's people think, and it's funny because I do the channel, people think, oh, you're a hot sauce guy, and they expect, and it's like, but it's not true for me. It's like, yeah, we did it. My brother's always had a really good tolerance. I don't. I do it because we do it for the channel, but the reality is
good money to see Jeremy eat hot sauce.
I am just
real good money.
I am not like, I don't have a high tolerance. I turn bright red. My parents would call me. They used to call me after our shows, after we'd air them, and my mother would ask me to stop. You shouldn't be part of it.
You're hurting my baby.
Not good. You're hurting yourself. You're red.
Hey, riding the bench. We don't need you. we know. We'll fucking figure it out, man. I don't need you telling us, man. All right, Jeremy. Thank you. I'll bring you on a little bit. We'll do a mock before we wrap up. All right, cool. But yeah, let's see what else we got here. So let's talk about the game. So this is we're calling this the Battle of the Sucks. Interestingly enough, it's kind of epic, Gunny. We have the league's worst offense versus the league's worst defense. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? It's like
you would think.
right. It's
You would
like
think.
you know, the best versus the best, the worst versus the worst is kind of the same. Am I wrong here, Gunny?
Because the New York Jets offense is at a level so worse that it's not even fair. We're still going to be outmatched. Their defense versus our offense. This is historically bad. This is a historically bad offense, GreenBean. It's literally. I think right now this team has 3 of the top 5 lowest offensive productions of all time in the NFL. Like 3 of the top 5. Oddly enough, all 3 of them have been under Coach Saleh. So like it's God, no, I think this is gonna be it's gonna be a rough weekend. I'm gonna just let y'all know right now. Just focus on Christmas. Focus on Christmas Day, the opening your gifts and spending time with family. Because I'm telling you, I don't think this is gonna be a fun game for the Jets on Sunday.
It's Christmas Eve, like Gunny said, right? So we're doing this. We're again, I say this every year. The Jets are not about winning. They're not about happiness. They're about maximum pain.
Pain
right?
and misery.
The most creative ways to hurt us that they can figure out, right? We see
I'm convinced that if the New York Jets were given the opportunity to waterboard their fan base, they would do it.
They would do
I
it.
think they would do it. They'd be like, done. Let's waterboard these hoes.
They would charge PSL
for the privilege of us water. Yep.
Yeah, for us to do it. Yeah. We're gonna waterboard everybody. Oh, I'm there. $100 to park. I'm in.
We're tailgating before the waterboarding in the freaking parking lot.
Yeah, we're tailgating, fucking making sausage patty sandwiches. I'm telling you guys, I don't know. Marco Polo says, I don't think there's another fan base that understand. There's not.
No,
man.
no, it's impossible.
No, I mean they're right. There are fan bases that are losing, losing history. But they don't know.
But not like us.
Again,
can't nobody do it like us, yo.
That's right. You name one other fan base, and this is just scratching the surface. One other fan base that has the butt fumble that's shown every year, the butt fumble. And whose starting quarterback had his jaw broken by his own teammate in his own locker room right before the season started.
Yep.
Tell me who else has that, and then we can start. If you don't have that, we can't talk.
And now we've got the Fail Mary. I mean, the Fail Mary is going to be seen for years to come. Like, we're going to get to see that over. And we might see that one every time we play the Dolphins from here to the end of time.
Oh.
The Fail Mary.
Yeah, unless we dominate them. I agree. It's going to be shown. It's like and then we have the fake spike, the butt fumble, I think they're calling it the Hail Mary, Fail Mary, but it's like, it's like we have all these thes, like the only one. No other team has the fake spike. No other team has the butt fumble. It's like, and again, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's the shit that everybody sees. We know the intricate layers of the pain. Again, after this week, we play Joe Flacco. Fucking brace yourselves, everybody.
Oh my
brace
God.
yourselves. Joe
is gonna have I'm calling it now. Career game against us. I think Joe's gonna make a statement. Because what's he got to lose? Just sling that thing. He's gonna sling that thing, bro. Oh man, that's gonna be embarrassing.
Yeah. Now, let me just bring up Modine. Modine, I see you. You say lots of stupid shit. You say lots of good stuff. You say a lot of stuff. You talk a lot. But I'm going to tell you something. You're misguided in this statement, and I'll tell you why. We don't wait till we're losing to know something and solve the puzzle. Now, maybe not everybody, right? But the lion's share of Jets fans, especially the guys who are still here at fucking 9 o'clock at night, in a losing season on a Thursday, talking Jets, right? Us, we do know better than the team. It's clear. It is clear. Now, again, not every single one of us, right? But by and large, as a collective, and again, I'll just speak for myself. If I was running the team, Modine, you would be delighted with what the results are. And that is proven because I know who I would have taken. I know who we chose over the guys that were the right pick. And whether even if it's the coaches and all just over the years, we don't wait till we're losing to do this. We know before we do it, buddy. Yeah. And then we look as fans, even if so I didn't want to trade up for AVT, right? I wanted to sit where we are, keep our 2/3 and take Creed Humphrey. It's not to say I don't love AVT and I don't think it was a good move, but that's what I would have done. And I would have used those thirds on some guys that are doing okay in the NFL. So, but that's just it. So when we talk about that, that's what I would have done. I would not have taken Zach Wilson. I would have been the team to take the 49ers trade, get 3 firsts and a third. Okay. But when it doesn't happen, when we trade up for AVT, I root for AVT. You know what I mean? When we decide to take Zach Wilson and not take the trade back, I root for Zach Wilson. So then when it all falls, when the bottom falls out, you go back to the shit that you would have done like we're doing. Yep. But the truth is that we know before.
Yep.
Every year, Gunny. Sneakers knows. Embarrassing.
Yeah, nah, we like to go ahead and put a little cherry on top when we catch our L's.
That's right. Everybody, go ahead and put your most painful Jets memory in the chat. What's the one that got you? What's the one that got you? Joe Campione says the Testaverde injury. That was a Super Bowl year too, everybody. That was it. The Jets were widely considered the best team in the NFL. We made it to the AFC Championship game the year before. We had Parcells and Belichick and Earhart and Weiss and Carthon. We had that whole coaching staff. We had we made it. We were winning in the AFC Championship game. We lost because of fumbles. We gave the game away. And then we added Steve Atwater, a couple other guys. It was like everybody looked and said, dude, there's nothing going to stop the Jets this year. Keyshawn and Crabette and Curtis Martin. And it was like sick what we were bringing to the table.
And the football god said, hold my beer.
Right. Jets curse said, oh, I don't give a shit that it's Bill Parcells. Fucking kidding me?
You're going to hold this L and you're going to like it. That's your story.
Right. And then it took us, 7-8 weeks to figure it out. Like we started Rick Meyer. And then once we went to Ray Lucas, we started winning. And if we had one more week, we ended up 8-8. One more, if we would have started Ray Lucas 1 week earlier, we would have made the playoffs. And that team at the end of the season was playing better than any team in the league. If we would have gotten in the playoffs, we would have made serious noise, but we didn't. And that's what happened, everybody. Vinny Testaverde went down week 1. Oh, it's the craziest. It's crazy. Let's see. What else we got here? I want to see. We absolutely know better. Right, Matt? I do know better, Modine. Don't fucking tell me. Okay. And again, it's not to say I'm 100%, of course. But don't tell me I know better. But I would have. I'm telling you, man. I know, dude. I don't. This overcomplication of the process is ridiculous to me. And I don't know the nuance. I don't work in the field. Give me a year, dude. I'll figure out all the relationships, all the details that they pay attention to. That's easy.
It is. Yeah. It's called OJT, on the job training. The majority of individuals who are general managers were not general managers before they became general managers. On the job training, baby.
It's my firm belief that we put so much emphasis on this like it's the hardest job and it's the easiest. Yeah. This is fucking serving ice cream at Baskin Robbins. That's what it is. Just look at the goddamn guy. Look what he does on the field and to bring him in the team. If you know what I mean, that's it. Yeah. This is not hard, man.
That guy knows how to play football. I want to draft him.
That's right. Every year we overcomplicate it and Ras score this. I get it. You factor it all in, but what did he do on the field? If you just base your your team building on that, and then look into the character and all. You don't want to bring on punks and dirtbags and shit like that. I'm with that, but at the same time, man, it's like, come on. I'm sick of it. Again, I'm talking back to the 90s, dude. The guys I would have picked, so many more made it than the guys the Jets picked. Back to the 90s, Mo. You butthole. Braden is here from New Zealand, Gunny. Look at this. I'm here, GreenBean.
Hey,
Just
what's up, Braden?
you talk about diehards, right? Poor Braden. We sucked him in. He's got a beautiful life down there. And we stuck him in this shit.
Sprinkle a bit of depression onto it.
My buddy Matt. Matt, I've known Matt since 95, 96, Matt, right? We've known each other. Jets, straight up Jets. I met Matt through message boards on the Jets.
Right.
Before the internet was what it was. There was no YouTube, there was nothing. We had these message boards. Matt ran one. I've known you it was definitely because I remember we were talking about hiring Parcells when we were so it was before that. Let's say 1997, 96, 97. Matt and I collectively and we've been rooting the whole time, Gunny. We've seen 8, 9 good seasons.
God damn.
It's ridiculous, Matt. It's ridiculous.
Somebody asked me a question today, right? I want to ask you this and see what the chat says too. So I'm at the office today, and somebody was talking about how man, it sucks to be a Jets fan, blah blah blah. And I'm like, hey, you know what? It could be worse. At least we got us to the Super Bowl because one of the guys is a Bills fan. And then he goes, yeah, but we went to 4 Super Bowls. I'm like, and lost them all. Yeah. So he was just like, I think it's better to have gone to more and lost than having gone to the third one and haven't been back. And I was just like, that's not how that works, sir. The reason why Michael Jordan is the greatest freaking basketball player of all time is because he's 6-0 in the freaking finals. That matters. So I got to ask, would we want to go to the Super Bowl numerous times and lose, or go one time and win if it means we won't win again for the next 30 or 40 years? Personally, I'll take the win.
Yep. Take the win and just sit back in your lawn chair and just relax.
Yep. And remiss about, man, I remember back in 2024 when the New York Jets won the Super Bowl. That'd be the highlight story of my life.
And we'll just talk about it forever, like Al Bundy.
Yep.
4 touchdowns.
Exactly. Yep. About good old Polk High, when he scored 4 touchdowns in a freaking game.
That's right, man. Carney Jet, this is Rusty Spooner, huh? Good shit. Now listen, Rusty, we've given you your mad props over the years. You've pulled out some real deep cuts that we ended up really liking, and if you recommended a guy, we'd watch him because you earned it. But Creed wasn't necessarily yours. I mean, dude, I don't think Creed was a secret, buddy. You know what I mean? And again, it's not that I don't like AVT. I love AVT. I wish he would stay healthy.
Yeah.
But the guy's a baller, man. And you think about this. He's played, let's just say 2000, his first year, 2021, he played 16 games. He didn't finish all 16 games, but he played he had not one penalty. Not one. It's like
that's a football player.
But again, yeah, go ahead.
And he's played hurt. We've seen him play hurt.
Unfortunately,
hurt. You know what I'm saying? When you're tearing, pectoral muscles and whatnot, like ACL, you can't play without those intact. But it sucks because I think he is probably a top 5 guy in terms of offensive lineman in the NFL. He just can't stay on the field. Just can't stay on the field.
It's a shame. You see that when it came out, he played a couple plays with the torn Achilles.
Exactly. I was madness. That's a football player. Like you were just saying, football player.
Right. Matt Simon says Demario Davis, we got him in the 3rd round. Yeah, that was a good one. And the crazy thing is we let him go.
Yep.
Then we traded for him back. He had his best year as a pro, and we let him go again. And then he was a perennial All-Pro. Fucking stupid.
Just dominate with the Saints, right? Just dominating with the Saints.
Yeah, Dom, he's an All-Pro down there. He's a legend. John Hepburn bringing up the big one. And you guys know how I feel about Dennis Byrd. If you haven't seen my Dennis Byrd story, It's on the channel. You can find it. Interesting. I don't know if I told you guys, but I put that video out where I told like a story. I ended up getting emotional. I didn't know I was going to get emotional, but I ended up getting emotional during the recording of it. And Dennis Bird's wife reached out to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Dennis Bird's wife saw it.
badass.
She said, I want to thank you for, your words. And I want to thank you for keeping his memory alive. It was amazing. Angela Bird. Yeah. So, I mean, I was like, holy shit, I can't even believe that you wrote to me, but that was a big one for me, man. I know a lot of us, but I was at the stadium that day watching that game, and it was an eerie moment in Jets history, man. We sat there. The stadium was like silent for like a half hour. It was like we just stared. We didn't know he was laying. It was incredible.
You hate to see it.
Yeah. So that's, if you guys want to see that video, it's in one of the podcasts, but then I took it out and I made it its own little video, its own little segment. You can check that out. Bino says the Vinny Testaverde one was big for him. Let's see. Oh, Midnight Mike show says the fake spike. Yeah, I was there too, buddy.
I'm sorry. And those did suck. I'm not taking away from anybody, but I find it hard to believe a lot of people aren't talking about the Aaron Rodgers 4 snaps in with all the hype. We had celebrities coming out of hiding from being Jets fans, you know what I'm saying, their whole lives. They finally were like, I can put my head out and have some like, it was so, and again, the way the season was laid out in front of us, we were like, oh, wow, 10 home games. We never play away from like, it was almost as if like destiny was, like you were just saying, that we had the rookie of the year, offensively, rookie of the year, defensively. Like, I feel like this was the one season you couldn't afford to go wrong in any capacity, because the script was laid out, right? All we had to do was fill in the blanks. That was it.
All we had to do was show up, guys.
That's it. Show up. The script was already written out. Couldn't show up.
No, I know. And so I agree with you, but I think in everybody's defense, I think like that's a note. That's our life right now. So it's kind of like we're harkening
it's fresh.
back.
Yeah, it's fresh.
Yeah. So, Midnight Mike, the fake spike. Johnny Jimenez says the Sanchez versus Pitt game. That was the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
$1 short and a day late, right, Johnny? Jim Pox says the Mud Bowl. Yeah, Miami beating us in the AFC Championship. That was my first real game as a Jets fan. I should have known, Jim Pox, right? That was my entry point. I'm like, I'm all about this. I'm pissed.
Welcome to the fandom.
Yeah. Stupid ass. Let's see. Jeff Bowe says he hasn't drank since the Jets lost against the Steelers in the AFC. Well, good for you, buddy.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, it leads me to believe he might have been acting the fool that night, Gunny.
Oh,
he's like, I can't do this anymore.
I got
you. You know what I'm saying?
The
Doug Bryan game, Omar, right on, man. That was a big one. That was brutal. Matt Martino said that was against Cleveland. Went double overtime, but the thing, without that play, we're in the AFC Championship game against the Broncos. Like that play, we were up 10 points. 10 points. Mark Gastineau with just the most egregious, ridiculous late hit.
Yeah.
Jeremy reminding us Derek Carr's throwing dimes for touchdowns right now.
Beautiful dimes.
Yeah.
Man, what could have been?
It's part of it. The One Jets pod says the injury-ridden 2005 season after coming in favorites to be contenders. I don't remember that. I can't.
That one either.
I can't find that One Jets pod in my brain. Let's see. Let's see here. 98 championship game. Vinny threw 400 yards and lost. I know. Let me tell you.
Oh my God.
Because the knock on Vinny Testaverde was that he's a choker, right? And he was. Yeah. He knows how to throw the pick six at the exact wrong moment. Well, let me tell you something. Vinny was betrayed that game by the likes of Curtis Martin, Keith Byers, like the Parcells guys. We kept getting the red zone. They kept giving the ball away. And it's fucking sad, man.
God,
Vinny Testaverde was on.
Career game. And
yeah.
Everybody else was just like, yeah, nah, we're not interested in moving any further than this.
It's terrible. Yeah, I mean, DK agrees with you. He's talking about this year. But I think it's like that's our current reality, DK. It's like, yeah, we're living in that. So we're calling back. Like, all right, what was your most painful memory? But I get it. Jim, what is I'm gonna call you Rusty Spooner. I don't like this Carney X Jet. I don't like it. Maybe I'll get used to it. I don't like it. I like Rusty Spooner. Missed field goals along with the push out rule. Remember the garbage in 98? Yep. Fake spike. Yeah, Jim Pox says rough in the passer. Mark Gasser. 1999 Jets arguably were better than yeah, it's the truth. We were better. We were dude. Everybody picked us to go to the bowl that year.
I agree.
Let's see. What else we got? You're gonna make me break out the 16 jersey. Yeah, dude, fucking wear it with pride, man. Wear it with pride. Yeah, dude. Let's see. What else we got? Yeah, everybody's saying the Curse. Ray Lucas was good, Paris. He was. Big fella. What's up, buddy? Miami Mud Bowl or the mistake of on the lake? What's the mistake on the lake? I don't know that one. Let me see. I'm going to Google it and see if that's real. Mistake on the lake. What is it? Mistake on the lake. No, that they're saying Cleveland is called the mistake on the lake. The whole city. That's what came up. Holy shit, man. Let me see. I'm going to put Jets. So you put mistake on the lake. It says Cleveland is the mistake on the lake.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I guess that's the Browns game. Yeah, okay. That's the Browns game. Yeah, the mistake on the lake. Okay. Yeah, it's a big one. All right. I don't know.
Billy said it's called mistake by the lake.
Oh, mistake by the lake? Is that the all right? Yeah, Billy.
Said.
That's what he's saying there, big fella. Let's see. Mistake by the lake. Mistake by the lake. Let's see. That was once again Cleveland.
Just Cleveland. The city of Cleveland. That's the mistake.
Let me tell you something, man. Anybody ever wants to know, we'll dig into it someday, but I fucking despise Cleveland. And their fans are garbage. Not every, of course, there's always anomalies, and we've had nice Cleveland fans in our chats, and it's all well and good. But let me tell you something, man. That whole crowd, that whole fan, I couldn't believe the disgusting way that they treated us, man. And we were there to welcome them. I went there, their first game back in the NFL, which happened to be, by the way, the same day Vinny Testaverde tore his Achilles. Same day. But I went there to welcome Cleveland Browns back to the NFL after Art Modell stole their team. And we had a big sign, welcome back Cleveland, and they were throwing pretzels and mustard and beer at us. Fucking scumbags. And we got into a huge brawl at the end where I told them, I said, you don't want to do, you're going to regret this. Just leave us alone. They followed us around the stadium. They made us put him in the hospital, Gunny. They made us.
Sometimes people need
you got
to accept an invitation.
That's right. They insist. No, I must go to the hospital tonight.
Yep. Well, very well. We shall send you on your way.
Yeah, they're the remember that time Cincinnati was throwing shit on the field and Sam Weiss went and grabbed the microphone, the coach of the Bengals. He said, "What do you think this is, Cleveland?"
I've seen that.
Oh, that's so good. What do you think this is, Cleveland? Oh, it's so funny, man. That says it all, dude. It says it all. But yeah, it's anyway. Let's do a quick mock before we get out of here. So we're gonna use Modine. Of course you did. You liked the old Cleveland teams. I hated the old Cleveland teams. You know why? Because I just remember that game. I was young now. I was young. I was like probably 13, 14 when that game happened. But Modine, I know you're old. I know that. You're older than me. Let's bring Jeremy on and we'll do a little mocky poo. Hey, Jeremy, have you used the Draft Buzz mock simulator yet?
Never. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm thinking about, so this year we're not going to use PFN for the Monday Night Mocks, everybody. Maybe we sprinkle it in, but I think we're going to move off it. There's so many out there now that are just, in my opinion, better. I mean, PFN had it. I think their platform is the most user-friendly still, but they're not up on their ratings, man. They're way off.
Yeah.
And so look at this one, Jeremy. So this one's interesting because you can actually pick, like, there's more than the Jimmy Johnson draft trade chart. You know that? There's more. People they just think that there's one chart. There's
like
more,
the
and
trade
most
values and stuff. Yeah.
many NFL teams don't use that anymore. That's why everybody's like, "Oh, they got they got
bamboozled,
fleeced," but
Yeah.
not by the charts. By the charts, so they give you the opportunity to pick which draft trade chart you want this draft to be governed by, which is interesting. So let's take a look, everybody. Let's have ourselves a little quick draft. We won't spend too much time on it, maybe 2-3 hours max. Okay. Here it is. So we'll do 7 rounds, right? We'll do what is this? Warp speed. 99 seconds per round.
No.
Per round. Let's go in the middle here. Let's see, because we're learning this one, right? Trades are on. So here's the chart. So you got the Jimmy Johnson chart. That's the one that most people are familiar with. Let me see something here. Does that work? Yep. See, so this is like the trade value chart. This is the Jimmy Johnson chart here. So you can see. Come on, get bigger. It's not letting me grow it. All right, anyway, I can't make it bigger, Jeremy. There we go.
Jeremy.
So you see here, like what we're used to here is like the first pick being 3,000, and so the Jets pick at 7 is worth 1,500. So we would base our trades on that, on this value chart. But as we see, where are what the hell did I do? Okay, wait a minute. That's what I did. Okay. So we can see here there are others. There's the Fitzgerald's Spielberger chart. There's the Rich Hill chart, the Harvard chart, and the Chase Stewart chart. So which one do you want to use? I think the Fitzgerald Spielberger. Let me do something. Most used trade value chart. No. Not anymore. I know this. The most widely known chart is the Jimmy Johnson chart. The Harvard trade value chart, they're saying here. The most widely known is Jimmy Johnson, but chart that is much more statistically rigorous in its approach in valuing draft picks is the Harvard Sports Analysis chart, which was developed by Harvard economics student Kevin Mears. Career approximate value to draft pick. Let me show you this real quick. Look at the difference here. Hold on. Look at the difference in the charts, guys. So go ahead. So look at this. We remember we just saw the first pick being worth 3,000. Look at the difference. Now, you know what the problem is, Jeremy, is that like a lot of people look at this, like the 6th and 7th rounds, it's like the whole round is worth 1 point. It's like it's in the Jimmy Johnson chart. Just off. It doesn't make any sense. Like, how could the last pick in the 6th round be the same value as the middle pick in the 7th? It doesn't make sense. But it's like he kind of ran out of numbers. Everybody's worth 1 point. So that's what they're saying. So like there's this kind of increased attention to the specifics. So if the first pick is worth 494.6, and then the last pick is worth 31.1. You see that? It's more condensed, not so ridiculous up top. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of that's what we're. Let's go ahead and use the Harvard chart tonight. Okay.
So be it.
So we'll use the Harvard chart. We're going to go ahead and pick the Jets. And this is for the presented trades. So yeah. So we'll see. So okay, here we go. We're going to, where is it? Enter draft. It's fucking little. I can't see this shit. Let's see what everybody's saying. What's Modine? GreenBean knows more than in The Economist. Use the GreenBean chart. Now, I never said that. See, that's it. That's why that's what the problem is with people like you. See, I didn't say anything of the sort. You took what I said, and you're like so many news agencies, you're making it into something that is untrue and stating it as fact, Modine. That's why nobody respects you. And when I try to say all the time that you know your shit, this is why nobody respects you, because of that stupid shit. Here we go. Now let's see what Modine does here. All right, so here we are. So this is cool Jeremy, here's the available prospects. Here's what we pick. And here's the draft, right? And then if you want to, what's really cool, if you want to see, look at all this. So you got his receptions, his receiving yards, his receiving touchdown.
What's this thing called?
Draft buzz. Look, you can even get that picture. Look at that. That's a nice picture.
Yeah,
right?
You shot.
Get all this stuff. So look at this. These are their overall rankings. So this is like a very in-depth. And check this out. In one stop, you can see what ESPN thinks, what 24/7 Sports thinks, what Rivals.com thinks about this individual. And then there's the breakdown. So this is pretty impressive stuff. Then you got the spider chart, right? Look at this. His height, his weight, his vertical, all the stuff. Look at this. So if we want to dig in, everybody, doesn't this sound fun for our Monday night mocks? Modine will come. That's the thing. So Modine will be
create an account.
I didn't create an account. This is just straight up.
This is free. What?
All right. So let's start this draft. Let's see what happens. Now, let me say this. What do you guys think the first 3 picks will be? Gunny, what do you think? First 3 picks.
It's going to be Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Marvin Harrison Jr.
There it is. I think so too. Now let's see. We have to see how accurate this thing is, though. Jeremy, what do you think the first 3 picks are? I actually agree with Gunny.
I mean, I think he nailed it. I can't make any argument. The first 2 are going to be quarterbacks, and Arizona is definitely taking Harrison without question.
Mo, here's the thing. I've been a director of multi-million-dollar companies for the past almost 20 years, buddy. So if we want to get into what I know, we can have that conversation. You're trying to belittle me. And that's not going to work because I am your superior. Remember that. I am far superior to you, my friend. You're a ball buster, and I am legit. So here we go. Let's start this draft and see if Gunny and Jeremy are right or if they're dumb. Go alt at 3, everybody. Look at that. Oh, we got 3 trade offers. Let me just see. So we'll look at those in a second. And Marvin Harrison went first, so they're sticking with Fields. Well, look what they did.
That wouldn't surprise me, though.
Well, look at this. They gave Justin Fields, Marvin Harrison, and Brock.
Ooh.
That's serious.
That's
no. Hey,
oof.
If you think Justin Fields is, he's on the cusp, why not? Right? Why not?
I mean,
I don't think they're going to do that, but why not?
Too.
So the Patriots take Caleb Williams and give him a little part of the ownership stake of the team, like he wants. The Cardinals grab our left tackle in Joe Alt. Then there's Drake May going to the Commanders. Like we said, Brock Bowers to the Bears. And then Malik Neighbors. So look what that leaves us.
Oh, Fashanu?
We got Fashanu. Let's see real quick, guys. Let's see. Modine, tell me who you take here. But I want to see everybody else. It's the truth, Modine. As a matter of fact, the business I ran that I was the executive director of, which is CEO of in Florida, made $1 million a month profit. So there you go. Just to talk about it for a second. That's the end of that, though. So Modine, who you taking here? Who we taking, guys? Who we taking?
Personally, I'm trading back.
You're trading back. Let's look at our trade offers, everybody. Let's see what we got. So here we go. The Patriots want in. They want, now this is a little bit weird. They like the way that they say it. So pick 2 in the second round, which is pick 34. So they want to bounce us out of the first round. They'll give us pick 34 and 66 this year, and a 4th, and a 7th in 20. That's not enough for me to move from pick
a
7.
pass. Plus, it's the Patriots.
Let's see what else. Right. We're not helping them. They want to come up and get another blue chipper. Get out of my house.
Nope.
All right. Dallas Cowboys, 30. They want us to go to pick 30. I don't want to do that either.
Nope. Pass.
But they'll give us 37. Wait a minute. No. In round 6. So they want us to go. They're going to give us.
Nope.
They're going to give us a 6th, a 7th, a 1st, and a 5th next year. Not even yet. I guess 2025 is next year. It takes a second for me to.
Ooh, no, first next year. Okay, next.
We need to get that.
Dolphins.
Nope.
These trades are shit, man. I'm not going out of the top 10.
Actually,
you know what I mean? They want to go to pick 29.
The 29th.
We get a 5th. We need help this year.
Yeah, you're right. Nope.
We can't go back to 29 and gain a 5th round pick and then get a first, a 5th, and a 6th next year. There's just no way.
I mean, the window's too small for that.
Yep, exactly.
The window's too small.
Is that it? Those all our trade offers?
I like the trade back idea, but these are the offers. So can we
counter or no?
It doesn't give me the opportunity to counter. Can I suggest a trade? The trade console. I hope I don't get. Hold on. Let's see what that is. Select your draft picks or players to offer. Okay. So who do we want to trade back with? Let's trade back to we're going to lose our tackle. I want you to know that. He's going next. I want you to know that. He's going, if we trade back 2-3 spots, he's going to be in.
He's gone. Yeah.
Although they don't have him rated there, Jeremy. So who knows? Maybe.
Really?
They got him back here at 11.
I think they got him at 11, which is really.
That would be a steal. That would be.
Let's trade back with the Falcons. Let's try the Falcons at pick number 10. What do you guys think?
Let's try that.
Hell yeah.
We'll try the Falcons at 10. Try again. You need to add. Okay, I didn't add players. How do I do? Okay. I thought it wanted me to pick the team first. Select your draft picks.
Oh, yeah. You got to select them first.
Oh, my picks. Yeah, okay. Yep. Add to the trade. All right, so we'll do this. I'm going to just do that. That's all I'm offering.
Yeah, just do that.
So we're going to say pick 10, pick 2. Nah, it's not. They're not going to do it. Let's do 74 and something next year. Let's say a
third. Second? Yeah, try. Let's see if it works.
We'll try a second. Let's see. I don't know what this Harvard trade value chart is.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, might have worked on the Johnson.
Offer trade. Okay, let's offer it. So we send them pick 10, pick 7, and we receive 10, 74, and a second next year. What do you guys think? Slide back 3 spots?
Let's do it.
That'd be a good deal for us. I like it.
Decide.
Yeah.
Rejected.
So they're like, get the fuck out of here.
Trade back with the Steelers for Tomlin, Zach Truther says. I don't know. Well, yeah, I know. Well, Zach Truther, that's one of the things we're learning. This is brand new systems. We have to figure it out. But I say that every draft, like on our Monday Night Mock, that's one of the things that we do. We don't use look at their rankings and go, hey, we could get this guy and that, because it's stupid. We try to, because then, it's not going to happen in real life. So we try to actually pick without paying attention to the rating system, even though we just looked at it now. Again, this is a new system. We're just trying to figure it out. But I'm with you, man, and that's a great point. Let's see. Hey, Tony Alexia, what's up, buddy? All right, well, let's just make our pick. We'll see. We can do this later. So we're gonna. Everybody good with Fashanu? You want to go with a defensive end? You want to get a defensive end? We can use one of those.
Stop it.
No?
Stop it, Joe Douglas. Stop it.
In my opinion, Fashanu is. He's going to be your left tackle for the next, whatever decade. I mean, you got your left tackle.
All right, let's do it. Yeah. We're going to take Fashanu.
And it's Penn State. You know what I'm saying? They churn out some blue chippers.
You just watch his. He's everything. He's the real deal.
Now, I will admit, this is the very early stages. I have done very little of what I do every year. I mean, very little. Truth is, I've looked at a couple tackles and a few wide receivers. That's it. And not even to the depth that I usually do. I didn't watch any real film on them. I'm just looking at highlights and shit like that at this point, so don't hold me to this just yet. In a couple months, you can hold me to everything I say. Let's see. Yeah, there were. I mean, the offers were the best offer was pick 29.
Yeah,
I'm not going back that far. There's no way.
It was with the freaking Dolphins.
No.
I'm not trying to help them out.
The Pats wanted us to go outside
of
the first round, and it sucks too. And the reason we want to trade back, I really would love to sneak a second round pick into this draft, man. Because that's a brutal from pick 7 to pick 71. That's tough.
Brutal.
That's gonna be rough.
All right, we got 4 trade offers, everybody. So, all right. So for pick 71, look at this. The Chargers want to give us their 1st, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th next year. That's an unrealistic trade, and it doesn't help us. That's
And
I
a
would
player too. Jameer
and
Silver,
look at that, and a player, a tackle. What do we think of Jamari Sawyer? These glasses are terrible. Oh my god.
I don't know much about him, but
I don't know much about
it's
him.
the right position if he's good.
Yeah, all right. Let's see what else we got here. Next offer. The Bengals want us to go. Let's see. Offers. They want to give us 2 picks, dude, and a first next year. So they want us to give us a 7th this year and a first next. I mean, this is one of those things where these would be great trades if we didn't have so many dire needs. Like we have dire needs. We can't fuck around and start, going for next year.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
We're gonna
Billy wants to trade Zach for a second rounder. I tell you what, Billy, let me tell you, we get a second rounder for Zach.
He's gone.
Nobody's allowed to say anything about Joe Douglas ever again.
No. If Joe pulls that off, I'm gonna shut the hell up until the man is no longer the Jets GM. I'm just gonna be like, hey, in Joe I trust. That he might come back if he gets a second rounder for Zach.
Especially this year with the quarterbacks that are
right.
Yeah. So all right, the Lions want us to go back to pick 91, and they'll give us a 6th and a 6th and 7th next year. Now that's a realistic trade. We go back 30 spots or 20 spots. And we gain a 6 this year, and a 6 and a 7. I don't know if I love it, but again, I think that's realistic.
That's a realistic one right there. Maybe.
I don't like it though. I'd rather take pick 71. I want to, and look, we'll talk about it. I want to get an interior lineman, or I want to get a wide receiver right now. That's what I want.
I'm thinking wide receiver too.
Yeah. It all depends on Dakota wants to know what are we doing. Well, we're trying, Dakota. We're trying to figure something out. This is good because I think this is one of the candidates of the new platform that we intend to use for the Monday Night Mocks. We're not going to use PFN. PFF is a legitimate candidate, but this is another one. And then there's that other one, Mock World, or whatever the hell it is. Some shit like that. All right, so I don't know. I don't like these. The Texans say
next year.
1st, 4th, 6th.
Man. That first rounder, I'll just keep seeing it.
Why is that out of order, Jeremy? 1, 4, 6, 5, 7. That's weird to me.
Yeah, that's weird.
Makes me think they're trying to trick us. I don't like it. I'm gonna reject them. Okay.
Just
I don't like it.
Let's see.
All right, so here we are
on the board.
Let's see what wide receivers are here. So, Malachi Corley. We were just talking about him. He's gonna be a sneaky guy. I got to do more on him. What do you guys like? You guys like anybody here? Again, like I said, I'm not there yet. So I'm right now I could be called a noob. Recap, Kev Chata. Recap is we got Fashanu.
I don't like him this pick. I like Roman Wilson in the 4th round if he's there. I don't know if
I was thinking the same thing. Roman Wilson, I like him a lot, but this is too soon.
Now Malachi Curley is a running back turned wide receiver, so he has like that, put the ball in his hands, let him go, and then he's got that lower the shoulder, fucking run you over thing.
Gotta love that.
5'11". Let's take a quick look.
What does the interior lineman look like?
I'll take a look, and we'll do that next. So look, 5'11". He runs a 4.46, a little bit on it, but he's 210, built like a brick shit house. His hands decent, right? Short receiving, intermediate routes, deep threat, blocking. Not so, he's kind of like in the middle there. I don't know. Using our next pick, it's tough. We got to do more research on Malachi.
Devontae Walker available? I didn't see him.
He's right there.
Oh, he is Devontae Walker. I liked watching him play too.
So
Big
6'3",
dude.
200. Yeah. Okay. 41 receptions for just under 700, 7 touchdowns, 17 yards per reception. He's an
Good
outside.
size.
Yeah. That's
Nice.
what we like. 6'3" is what we like. You want to take him? All right. We'll look at the lineman and
Let's
Devon
lineman
says
first.
yeah. So we'll look at the interior. I think they just it's just offensive lineman. So we have to look. So we got a center. Again, I haven't looked at any of these guys yet. Zach Zinter, I looked at. He's hurt though, right? He got hurt this year, I believe. And if that's the case, I'm sick of fucking drafting guys with injuries, man. I'm sick of it. Unless they're like flyers later. You know what I mean? Let's see. You want to see the quarterbacks, Paris? We'll look at the quarterbacks too before we make our pick. What do you guys think? So I don't know, man. I mean, Boston College, at this point I'd be looking at schools. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Christian Hayes, I think I saw a little bit of tape on him, but not enough to definitively say this guy's going to be a
Where's
star.
Rusty? Rusty Spooner. Come on, talk about it, buddy.
I think Rusty would tell you he likes Zach Frazier. That's my
West Virginia. Yeah, right. All right, so here we got, this is for Paris. We got Spencer Rattler. Oh, Rattler. Look at him. He's finally
Rattler's
coming out.
still out there. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. Michael Pratt, Jordan Travis. That's the guy that a lot of people want. But look, I don't think the Jets are going to use their third. If they do, I think we'll start looking at quarterbacks in the fourth because, again, we have needs,
Yeah, I think if it's not going to be like going for that starting quarterback and you're looking for a development thing, I don't think you're using a third round pick for a development quarterback.
Yeah.
I think we got to go wide receiver.
All right. I think I like the wide receiver guys.
Yep. I like the wide receivers better.
I feel good about him. I like the size.
Infrared's not
Fast.
happy with us.
Fast, tall. He's got some meat on his bones.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do it. So there we go. We got
Rodgers.
ourselves a nice 6'3" wide receiver. He's ours. Here we go. Oh, nice and fast. See, this is a little slow for me. There goes Malachi Corley. So he's gone. Yep, look at that. They're going to give us like a D on that pick. For they'll call it a reach. All right, let's see see what we got here. Now we got we're going to be our fourth round. I wonder if this one's going to, like PFF is already predicting our late round comp picks. They're already factoring them in. I wonder if this one, no, I don't think, look, they are.
It's really nice.
Yeah. See that? Look, 3 7ths, a 6th, a 5th, a 4th. So they're factoring in
Very well.
potential comps.
It's so nice. Don't be surprised. And having comp picks. I mean, it's nice to finally be that team. Like that's I wouldn't be shocked if you saw Joe Douglas try to bundle some, a few of those and move up a little.
Yeah, and move up. I can see that.
Yeah. I know, dude. Infrared, dude. Look, I'm with you, buddy. You know what I mean?
This is the highlight of New York Jet seasons. For the last
sleep in the
13
bed.
years.
We sleep in the bed that's before us. That's what we. Harry says another Mims. Hey, I stand firm on we ruined Mims. That's my belief. I think this staff leaves a lot to be desired in certain areas. Clearly, they're developing some guys, but largely on the defense. They don't know how to fucking their offense. This staff is offensive deficient. Period. All right. So what are we looking at here? Let's see. Is Jordan Travis is still there? We're in the 4th round now. You want to take a flyer on the quarterback? We could do that. I mean, he's if it wasn't for the injury, he's in the 1st round conversation.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
Especially because we don't need him this year. He's a development guy to sit behind Rodgers, so that doesn't matter. And the reality that he would be 1st round consideration. If you like his tape, that would be a great move here.
Yeah, and I don't see him making it past the 4th round in real life. That's where he's going to go. So if we're going to take him, what do you guys think? Real quick, you want to take the quarterback? GreenBean types faster than I do.
Yeah, and it's time. Yeah, it's time. This
We
is a
haven't
guy
drafted
at this is a
quarterbacks.
guy at worst that would have gone in the second round if not for the injury. At worst,
In a strong quarterback year.
in a strong quarterback year, right? Yeah, we got to go for him.
All right, let's
Quarterback
do
of the
it.
future. Boom.
Yeah, let's take him.
Yeah.
Again, this is don't remember. If people get mad at me and shit, this doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, this is we're just winging it.
We're winging it. We're
little impromptu mock draft.
That's right. We're messing around. Let's see what else we got. So now we're going to get to our 5th round pick 144. And I'm a fan. Now, whether the Jets do it or not, I don't know. But I'm a fan of really just kind of simplifying this draft and going for what we need. I do believe that we should bring in a safety. But largely, I think this should be an offensive draft. And I think if we, this whole, but the defensive end is better. I don't give a shit, man.
Don't care.
You know what I mean? We need to stockpile. We have a hole, man, at offensive line, and the wide receiver depth is ridiculous. We have 3 undrafted free agents on our 53. That's ridiculous.
So I think now we got to go wide receiver. No. I mean offensive line, interior offensive line.
Let's do it. Ooh, so we got Utah. I gotta say, I'm enjoying the look of this site, though. I like
me too.
A lot going on here, right? This is nice. Let's see. So I don't know any of these guys. So we got to go by the school. Iowa. I like Iowa. Let's see what this guy looks like. Look at him. Goofy. He's a very young.
He doesn't look like a football player to me.
6'6", 311. He's a junior. He runs a 5.15 40. Let's see. Measurables, right. 6'6", 311. Yep. Shuttle, 4.47. He's got a 29.5-inch vertical. Let's see. Pass blocking. Ooh, run blocking is his strength. Game performance. Wait, I don't know. Again, we're in the 5th round, so this is what you're going to be looking at. Blab, we got your guy, buddy. We got your guy.
Who does he want?
The quarterback. That's his guy.
Very well.
I mean, not in where we got him. That's what he thinks that we'll be bringing him in. Yeah. So
a lot of people, this part of the draft, if you're looking for interior linemen, you could still look at a tackle, and see if
totally.
he has the skill set. Does he have the Does he have the anchor? Because
I don't know. I like the idea of somebody named Sincere Hainsworth. That's nice.
He's
a center. Bringing in centers. I like that idea too. Just bring in guys. Centers can be guards. This whole idea that when you get they're like, you only play center. Like, bullshit. If you can play center, play the fucking guard. What are you talking about?
Like,
that's the thing.
Yep.
Get over there. But having that center skill set is the more difficult. Like guard, not every guard can play center, but it is my belief that 99% of centers can play guard. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. This guy a little bit better, 6'1", a little smaller, but he looks a little better. In the run game, Hayward shows good bursts, line of scrimmage, ability to win at the point of attack, enough speed and athleticism to move to the second level. Let's see what his weaknesses are. Often sets too small, which will be problematic against NFL speed to power rushes. A bit underpowered in the run game. Often coming up the ball too high. That's all trained. They can work all that out. Middling physical traits limit his ceiling, and Hainsworth most likely will top out as a fringe starter on the right side. Struggles to get low. Okay. Well, that's okay. And let's see, one more guy we'll look at here. This is the guy, Jack Nelson, out of Wisconsin. Wisconsin is Jack Nelson, Wisconsin. So 6'7", 311. Okay. Yeah, look, his measurables are nice. Let's see. I got to really dig into this and kind of understand. So look, ESPN grades him an 83 out of 100. 24/7 gives him a 98 out of it. They like him. Rivals 5.8. What is that out of 6? Out of 10? What is it? 95%. Maybe it's out of 6. So they like him. 4-star recruit, tall, long, athletic, protect. I like this guy. He's going to get pushed back.
81% pass blocking grade. I like that.
So he needs to gain some strength. Potentially have a rough time if he has to protect an island. That's all right.
This is him. This is the guy. Jack
Nelson,
out of
everybody. That's
Wisconsin.
our boy.
You're a Jet. Congratulations.
Welcome to the party, friend. All right. We're doing it. We're right, Stud. See, that's kind of where we are right now, Stud.
Yep.
It's
Wisconsin,
like
same here.
we didn't do all our our evals on these guys yet. So now we're just like, all right, well, what schools produce the beef?
With a name like Jack Nelson, can you really go wrong?
That's what I'm saying. I love, if I was in this, I'd be like, let me spend some time in Iowa. Let me spend some time in Wisconsin. You know what I mean?
See some of them corn-fed boys.
That's right, dude. Those guys mean business. They just play football.
That's all they
They're
do.
not overthinking it.
Football and farm. That's it.
Right. All right, here we go. So this is pick 185. So what do we got here? We got 185, 228 coming up. So then we got the 7th round, 228, 225, 255, 256. So yeah, all right, let's do it. So what are we doing here? Let's look at the overall. Ooh, Aeneas Smith. Let's look at some tight ends though. Yeah, he's still available. 5'10", 200, 53 for 795, 2 touchdowns this year. Let's see. Overall rating, 80.6 out of 100 in the 5th round. Or this is the 6th round, right? Yep.
This is the 6th round, yeah.
Let's see. Emotine, you're talking about like on the site, how they're presenting them, the logo. Is that what you're talking about? If so, I agree. Let's see. Freshman. Let's see. His strengths: as elite balance, tight roping, the sideline in and out of his break, showing excellent start-stop ability and burst. Plays fast and confident, covers a lot of ground. Fluid athlete, also a catch-and-run threat. Flashes good foot quickness and toughness. Good, excellent blocker on the outside. All right. Weaknesses: his ability to track the ball is good enough, but Smith too often lets the ball get into his body downfield rather than snatching it with his hands. That's a bugaboo.
I hate that. Yep, I hate that.
Smith isn't going to make contested catches. Oof. Physically, he profiles as a guy who should have success facing the quarterback, but he struggles to gear down and make the necessary sharp cuts to create separation underneath.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pass on him.
You think? I don't know. I like it. I think this is a guy to work with. He's got enough positive attributes. But
I feel like we need somebody who can at least come in there with you got to be elite in at least one thing. Just give me elite in one thing at this point, right?
The 6th round, again, that's going to be tough.
Be a speedster, right? Or be a contested catch demon, right? Maybe you just run routes real clean. Give me one of those things.
I hear you.
Or you just take a giant tight end.
Yeah, I know. It's
take a big boy.
Let's just get 80. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's take a look at the tight end, see what we got here. Because those guys. Look at this guy.
Oh, look at the hair.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I like Viking.
I made GreenBean so happy.
64 for 767 in the 6th round. 79.2 out of 100.
Okay.
Just he looks like just a solid guy, right?
Yeah. Football player.
Yeah, 3-star recruit. Tapered build, strong hands, ripping the ball back with ease when defensive backs manage to get a hold of it. Catches well in traffic. Okay, struggles tracking the ball over his shoulder. That's okay. You don't want to be thrown over the shoulder at tight ends. Holker won't threaten the top of that's no problem. Tight ends work the middle of the field in my world. Holker seems comfortable in traffic to the point where Holker doesn't make the effort to create separation. He doesn't need to. He fucking runs people over. This is my guy.
Okay. I'm with it.
You with it, Jeremy?
I'm with it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh yeah.
Holker, congratulations. You're a New York Jet. Dakota, take him. Take him.
That's right. I like that. Rips the ball from the hands of.
That's what got me too. I was like, okay.
He'll compete
Strong hands.
He'll compete with Kenny Yeboah or he'll end up on the practice squad.
All right. Oh, look, draft complete. Save your draft. Get out of here. I don't want to do anything. What is this? Give your draft a title. Sausage.
The first sausage.
Username. Green. Right. Email. Yeah. Why not? Password. I can't do this in front of you guys. Let me says it. Yeah, it's gonna tell you. Fuck that. Oh, Dean, the first thing he'll do is go in there and ruin me. Somehow get my credit card information. We're gonna close this. We don't need it. All right, so here's our draft, everybody. I'd like to be able to like see it. That's something I'm not a show simulator. No, okay. Well, here it is. So we got. I'll make it bigger though for everybody, so we can do this. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is the way. All right. So we started with we're at pick 7 in this draft. So we got what do we call him? Olu or Oli? Oli Fashanu?
Olu Manuanu.
Yeah, but it's like the show. I forget if it's Oli or Olu.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got wide receiver Devontae Walker out of North Carolina, 6'3". Then we went with the quarterback in round 4. Now, again, we're missing round 2, so we could get creative, maybe grab one of those guys, one of those picks. That'd be nice. Pick 144, we went with Jack Nelson, another tackle. So we got 2 offensive tackles in this draft. Could very easily move them to the inside if we wanted to. Wait a minute, we still got picks. Is that what the hell's going on here? Are we on the board? What the hell happened?
I thought I said it was over.
I thought it said that too. Why did it say that? Maybe these picks aren't real yet.
Those are the comp picks, I think.
I'm going to try to pick. Let me see something. No, it's locked. All right, yeah, that's what we get. So these 7s aren't real yet. Okay.
Yeah, those are the comp.
It's just hypotheticals. Well, there you go. If I knew that, I might not have taken the tight end there. But anyway, not a bad draft, everybody. Hey, we're figuring it out, dude. What do you want? JD's going to infrared confident in JD. Look at this. So Andre X chatting for the first time. Well, hey man, good to see you. If you're hanging out with us, it's nice to know that, and good to see you. He says, I hope you see this because on behalf of your subscribers, I just want to send you some love and appreciation for making our days brighter. Well, thank you, my man. I appreciate that. You got guys in here trying to tear me down, but guys like you are why I do it. That's all. Good. Glad you commented. All right, well, there you go. What do you guys think of this sim? What do you think?
I like it. I'm going to be using that for my mock drafts.
I like it. I like having different simulators that you can use to try different possibilities of the way they rank the players. Like, I'm not going to say anyone is horrible. Some get it right and some don't for different players. So if you play around with the different apps, you can get an idea of who really might be there.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah. Draft Buzz is a cool site, guys, because again, it compiles some other sites like ESPN, 24/7, Rivals. So you can, instead of like having to go to it's like they compile them here, which is nice to see, just for comparison's sake.
Yeah.
They do their own, but it's nice. So anyway, yeah, there you go. That's our draft for today. We got 2 tackles, a tight end, and a wide receiver, and a quarterback. Not too bad. I would like to get another wide receiver, but hey, what are you going to do? Dakota gives it a 2 out of 10. Trade next year's 3rd and Zach for a 2nd. Hey, man, I'd do that.
I would in a heartbeat. Yeah.
I don't think you could give a bad rating to a draft where you get Fashanu. I really don't. Because, I hope we get help in those other picks, and I hope we can do something. But the reality is, if you get Fashanu and he lives up to his potential, it's a good draft. Trust me. It's exactly what we need. A left tackle that we, if he stays healthy, and this organization needs a staple left tackle so bad, like a franchise tackle.
Yep. So bad. We get us a nice left tackle, and obviously we need more than that, but that's a very, very important pivotal cog in the whole thing. So, all right, there you go. Well, that's going to be the end of our show, everybody. We're not going to overthink this shit. Jeremy, what do you got? Anything you want to tell anybody about? Some hot sauce party?
Yeah, we will announce that. In the meantime, I put it in the chat a couple of times, the link. So you could go there and subscribe to the channel. This way, it will be easy for you to like not miss it. So if you're subscribed to the channel, because GreenBean and I, it will be fun watching us eat this sauce. I can guarantee that. And it will be coming. We'll plan it hopefully before the end of the year. And hey man, I'm looking forward to Sunday, Christmas Eve, Jets. Let's hope it's entertaining at least.
Yeah, I want entertaining. I'd love to lose. That's where I am. Now that we're mathematically eliminated,
Yeah.
I see no reason to win. The only reason is, for these young guys, like it just all this losing's got to be tough. Losing 9 out of the last 10 is rough.
Yeah,
Rough. After losing the last 7 last year.
Yeah.
If we have to
Gunny,
get one more win on this season, let it, for the love of God, be against the Patriots. At the very least, we get some solace in that, knowing we ended that horrible streak of L's. If we have to win one more. But let's just go ahead and start thinking draft, guys. Let's start thinking L's and losses. That's the best way to root for your team this next couple of weeks. Rooting for losses, because you're going to build a better future that way.
Yeah, I agree. Gunny, you got anything coming up you want to tell anybody about?
I think in particular on Monday, me and DK and Gino in Italy Jet, we do our show every Monday afternoon. We might not be doing it this coming Monday. I'm not too sure. I know 2 of us are good. One might not be because it's Christmas Day. Keep an eye out for that. And you'll catch me here on Thursday. Think of it. Oh, you can also catch me on the Banter Jetsfan show on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central.
There you go.
Yeah.
I will say, guys, I'm disappointed that we only got 81 milk thumbs. If you haven't hit that like button, please do.
What the?
Yeah, I mean, we had 170 people in here earlier, and don't forget to do that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. It is greatly appreciated. And with that all said, we will see you. Jeremy and I will be together again for this Christmas Eve debacle, the Battle of the Suctitudes, and the worst offense versus the worst defense in the NFL. I mean, that's just as epic as the top 2. I think it's exciting. So with that all said, loved having you guys here. Glad we made it to 10 o'clock, and have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, man.
I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets, Jets.